Hi everyone, we're here at the Project Lead the Way Summit in Anaheim, California. We're joined by over 1,200 educators from all over the country, policymakers, business and industry leaders, just coming out of a great general session. I'm Dave Dimmett, Senior Vice President at Project Lead the Way, and I'm joined today by Dr. Neal Kingston, Distinguished Professor at University of Kansas. And Neal, we're so happy that you're here with us and doing some really incredible work with assessment and with our team here.
Thank you, Dave. Very excited for this opportunity to work together. The fact that we can take our experts in psychometrics and test development and editing of assessments specifically and get into simulation types of testing that reflects the actual curriculum and the activities and the philosophy of an organization, and that we don't have to push them, that in fact they're pushing us. You guys are just doing great things with students, and we are just so proud to be working with you.
Well, we're really excited about this innovative new assessment. You know, and assessment sometimes gets a bad rap in education, but there's a very clear purpose for it, and giving students a chance to show what they know and can do. And so we're really trying to break outside the norm here. Can you talk a little bit about the process that you're leading and your team, the work that you're doing, a lot of that work happening right here at the summit?
Right. So one of the things that we do that is different than most assessments is every activity for Project Lead the Way is based on a triad of expertise. So we have the classroom teachers, the master teachers from PLTW, but we match them also with business and industry leaders, and we match them also with higher ed folks, so that we make sure that the curriculum that's being implemented and assessed is being assessed in ways that are realistic for the business place, that are realistic for those students who are going to move into higher education, so that there's this seamless flow. And that's very powerful to work with these groups. We work with them in designing what the tests are going to look like, and then we work with them again to create the content that is going to create those tests. Frankly, we work with them multiple times, even past that, because we gather statistical data. We ought to be doing the same things we tell people about. Be data-based. We are. And so we gather those data and we meet again with our various triads of experts and go over those results and say, is this working the way we think it should be working?
Yeah, so the goal really for us is to take the relevance of the Project Lead the Way classroom and not just the skills that students are learning in computer science, engineering, biomedical science, but all those other professional skills that our business and industry partners tell us are so critical. You know, it's ethical reasoning, which is so important for STEM education. It's creativity, it's problem solving. How are we measuring those types of skills in this new assessment?
So I just left a meeting of the Technical Advisory Committee for the PLTW assessments where we were talking about exactly that. We were talking about this upcoming meeting with ethics experts of various kinds. And in the last meeting we had with these people, we developed what are called construct maps. And we aligned what the sort of general common sense view of ethical reasoning might well be in certain professions, and how you might differentiate people with higher and lower levels. And then what are the questions you'd ask that would allow them to show what it is that they know and they can do with regard to ethical reasoning and other professional practices also.
Well, you know, I know that there are new item types. We're really thinking about this assessment differently. It's going to drive a lot of relevance. It's exactly the kind of thing that our business and industry partners and post-secondary partners are looking for. It's those things that they say matter most when they're recruiting students or recruiting team members or employees. You know, and we're going to report out on those things. What is that going to mean for business and industry partners? They've been involved in this. So what are you hearing from them?
Well, very positive things. First of all, they're looking for indications that people who come into their workplaces have been trained in these ways. And they're looking for indications that the programs that those students are going through have paid attention to these most important skills. Survey after survey show that businesses recognize that these are the more important skills. Our technology is moving at such a rapid pace. What you learn today in terms of content might mean nothing 10, 20 years from now, but that you have learned to think about the implementation of technology, that you learned how to be ethical in reasoning how you're going to apply something in the workplace. That makes all the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. It's groundbreaking work. It's getting a lot of attention. We're really excited. You've assembled a team of experts. It's not just you and the team at the University of Kansas, but you've had international experts on assessment, business industry, Project Lead the Way teachers have been involved. It's a really exciting development. We're going to send this test out. We've already tested 30,000 students this winter cycle. We're going to go into spring window and probably test another 300,000 plus students. We're learning so much. And thank you for the partnership. I want to close just with a couple of questions. So one question would be career advice. You think about, and the things that you've done and what you've learned, any career advice for our Project Lead the Way students?
The only career advice I'd give is take the long view. That you're not just preparing for your next opportunity, you're preparing for a string of opportunities. People often talk about trajectory in one's career. Think about that trajectory. It's hard to do. You don't need to do it by saying, oh, this is the job I want 10 years from now. You need to do it by saying, how am I going to keep myself flexible enough so the job I don't even know exists today, I'm going to be ready for that 10 years from now.
I hear a lot of talk about being agile, agility, and learning. So the last question will be, we have a lot of learning to do as an organization. We are a learning organization, University of Kansas, your team, it's at the core of what we do. Anything that you would recommend for our audience to either a podcast, a book that you've read that you would recommend?
The short answer is everything, but that's not a useful answer, and I recognize that. So as I think about what people should be taking in and how they should be taking in information, I think more about those transportable skills, more about those how do you prepare yourself for tomorrow kinds of things. And to me, and it's not going to be the same answer for everyone, so I'm not going to say everyone should do this. To me, it's asking those what-if questions. I love reading science fiction. I recommend science fiction. I was just thinking about books that really challenge how you think about the world, and I was thinking about a book by Robert Forward called Dragon's Egg. He's a physicist, and he wrote this book about what if life could evolve on a neutron star? Well, that throws out all of your preconceptions about what life is and how it works. The content of it isn't so important. It's the thinking about the what-ifs.
Yeah. Well, a lot of America and global leaders, companies, have hired science fiction writers to help them think beyond today. And just finished a great science fiction book, Saturn Run, and it just thinking outside our normal paradigm, I think, is what I gather and what I take away from science fiction.
So train yourself not to be boxed in.
That's right. Great recommendation. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining us from the Project Lead the Way Summit in Anaheim.